Whenever I mentioned having a boyfriend, Ella would pounce on the opportunity, her fingers quick to find his WhatsApp contact. She bombarded him with glamorous selfies, claiming she was doing it to test his loyalty to me. But that wasn't the worst of it. She had the audacity to bring my boyfriend to our dorm, her laughter ringing out as she flirted shamelessly with him right before my eyes. After he left, she'd toss her hair back and flash me a smug smile, her tone oozing with false sweetness. "Everly, you're amazing, really. But tell me, why is it that every guy you date can't seem to take their eyes off me?" Her arrogance was infuriating, but I bit my tongue, refusing to give her the satisfaction of a reaction. Instead, I let her wallow in her twisted little games, biding my time. That's when a spark of inspiration hit me. I decided to give her a taste of her own medicine. I started pretending to date a notorious playboy, someone with a reputation so wild it practically came with a warning label. As I'd predicted, she couldn't resist. She set out to test his loyalty, just as I knew she would. Only this time, her schemes backfired spectacularly, and she became the campus laughingstock. Her confidence shattered, she found herself on the rooftop of the school building, staring out at the world with hollow eyes. When my roommates and I returned from a late-night study session at the library, the quiet dorm seemed to promise nothing but rest, until one of them pushed open the bathroom door and let out a piercing shriek. Inside, standing as though he owned the place, was Samuel, my newly declared boyfriend, caught shirtless and halfway through pulling on his shirt. "Samuel. What on earth are you doing here?" I froze in my tracks, my breath hitching as my wide eyes locked on him. A storm of disbelief and embarrassment swirled within me. Samuel's face turned crimson as he fumbled to pull his t-shirt over his head. His gaze flickered nervously, settling on Ella, who had supposedly stayed behind while we were out. "How dare you ask? Isn't Samuel your boyfriend? How could you not know why he's here?" Ella snapped, pointing at me before Samuel could even explain. "Everly, how could you? This is the girls' dorm. How dare you bring your boyfriend here?" Yeah, good thing I walked in before undressing, or I would have been completely exposed. Frustrated, I turned to Samuel. "Samuel, who told you to come here? What are you doing in my dorm?" My voice was sharp, and I couldn't help but notice how his gaze lingered on Ella. Ella quickly jumped in again, her tone defensive. "Samuel came to help you fetch hot water, but he accidentally got his clothes wet. I just let him use the bathroom to clean up." She didn't stop there. "Everly, can't you even handle something as simple as getting hot water yourself? You're an adult, why do you always need others to do everything for you?" With that, she tugged Samuel toward the door. "Alright, hurry up and leave before the dorm manager catches you." But as Samuel walked out, I caught a faint whisper from Ella to him. "Isn't this exciting? Let's do it again sometime." It was clear to me then that Samuel hadn't come here for me. Once again, he'd been won over by Ella. This was the 9th boyfriend Ella had stolen from me. Every time, she used the excuse of testing their loyalty, only to wrap them around her finger in the end. Her methods were painfully predictable, adding them on WhatsApp, sending alluring photos late at night, and flirting shamelessly. How many men could resist her tricks? After Samuel left, I slumped onto my bed, exhausted and frustrated, but a sudden sharp pain shot through my thigh. Startled, I reached down and felt something foreign. It was an opened and used wrapper. Gross. "Everly, you're disgusting. You didn't seriously call Samuel over and do that kind of thing in the dorm, did you?" one of them accused, their tone dripping with disdain. "How shameless can you be?" I froze, stunned by their accusations, but Ella didn't give me a chance to explain. "This isn't mine. And besides, I was at the library with all of you. The only ones in the dorm were Ella and Samuel." "Couldn't it have been?" Before I could finish, Ella erupted, cutting me off. "Everly, this is your bed, and Samuel is your boyfriend. How dare you accuse me of such a thing?" Millie Myers, our roommate, nodded vigorously, her face contorted with judgment. "Exactly. How could you do something so shameless in the dorm and then pin it on Ella? That's downright disgusting." Her words sliced through the air, sharp and unforgiving. "You're vile. You must have snuck back during our study session just to fool around with Samuel." Their words piled on, leaving me speechless. I was trapped under the weight of their accusations, unable to fight back. My gaze fell on my bed, the wrinkles in the sheets telling a story I didn't want to believe. Ella hadn't just used the dorm for her antics with Samuel, she had used my bed, and now, she was turning the tables, ensuring I had no way to defend myself.